Or something like that. Hi, Opie and Anthony Show. Friday edition. Woo! Steven Tyler screaming. Right. Isn't it too early in the morning? Oh, my ears. Travis, my ears. We're joined in studio right now by the lovely and talented Joe DeRosa.
Hi, guys.
Joe DeRosa was coming by. We didn't find out about this until earlier, and I swear to you, you're one of the few people that can pull that shit off. Because when they try to dump fucking guests on us last minute.
Apparently, yesterday, you asked Mr. Bill Burr to come back in, and he said, I will bring DeRosa with me. And they said, okay.
Yeah.
And then, but guess what? Where's Bill?
Yeah, where's Bill?
Is he coming?
He said he's coming.
We have a show going on sale in an hour. It's for January. I have to plug it because my fucking commercial hasn't been running. So yesterday when we weren't here, there was no plugs for that at Poughkeepsie. That's good.
Are you kidding me?
Oh, my fucking annoyed. Tonight, it's January 16th is myself, Burr, David Tell, Jim Brewer goes on sale in less than an hour at theborgata.com. And I'll be in Poughkeepsie tonight and tomorrow. But, you know, you wouldn't know that if you were listening yesterday because the fucking commercial was not running Wednesday or yesterday. So thank you. Thank you. So that I want to fucking.
Why are you thanking them for doing something?
I really want to bite somebody. I fucking hate. It's like that's my job.
Yes, it is.
Ugh.
And someone else had a job and it wasn't done.
That sucks.
It makes me want to fucking cave somebody's head in. I hate people that don't do their jobs right.
Oh, that
hate
was
them.
me. I was supposed to be here yesterday and I wasn't. Oops.
We're not in charge of running promos.
I just took the fucking day off.
But I figured promos are running. I figured they'd be running.
Yeah.
You know, we're not here.
Figure. Yeah, things like that would be scheduled, as they say.
Cool.
Yeah. Ope's been out a couple of days on some personal business.
Okay.
But I was just like, you know something? I'm taking a personal day.
Yeah.
It's a perfect day for it. I mean, why not?
Well, you took a day off. Everything's going to shit.
I know, right? You know what the fucked up thing about taking days off when you have this job? Because I will always say one of the easiest jobs ever in life is this fucking job. The hardest part is getting up in the morning.
Right.
But it's 4 hours of goofing off and talking.
Right.
Never thought I'd get paid for it. It's fantastic. But when you take the day off, you sleep until you would have been home anyway. So it's almost a waste. Believe it or not, Anthony is the one saying this. It's almost a waste to take a day off.
You're growing up. I like it.
I woke up and it was like 10 or something, 10:30, and I'm like, I would have been home already. Already.
Well,
I've been home already.
Hi,
sir. Just take a seat. Don't mind Joe DeRosa. Joe DeRosa. Zachary Levi is in right now, and it better be Levi because
it's Levi,
someone's okay. How many times do you get called Levy? A lot, right?
Mispronounced. It's Levy. It's Levy.
Oh, please.
It's like the
Levi.
jeans people. It's Levi.
Yeah.
Call me 501 if you want to.
You've had to say that your whole life, too, haven't you?
Pretty well.
It's like the
pretty much.
jeans, like the jeans. Wrangler?
No.
Oh, I tease.
Like Jordache? You a Jordache guy?
Yes.
No. Classic button fly, thank you.
Of course. You, of course, from the popular show Chuck.
That's right.
Yes, that's what everybody's telling me. I am going to be the biggest asshole ever. I haven't seen Chuck.
That's what makes you the biggest asshole ever?
No, that's
I
number.
think there's probably a laundry list of
number
things.
73.
All right, good.
And there's many more before and after. Believe me, I know that. What is that about? Please explain.
Let me break it down for you real quick. So, Chuck, basically, I play a guy who works in an electronics store, like a Best Buy or something like that. And
you could stop right there. Wow.
Done. Wow.
Wow.
I'm hooked. I'll watch it. And then basically, through this crazy series of events, he ends up with all the government's top secrets in his brain. So the government sends two of their best to protect Chuck and use him to fight bad guys and terrorist plots and things like that. Yeah.
See, that's... God, it should
titillating,
be
isn't
something different than Chuck, though. Because I see Chuck and I think...
Norris?
Well, that, or just some guy on a sitcom kind of thing.
Oh, yeah.
That sounds like something intriguing.
I appreciate
something
that.
Yeah.
I just, as long as I can pitch it to people personally, I think
that's
where the viewership
way
is. Yeah,
you have to go around to everyone individually, like
every Nielsen home.
No,
I'm
Chuck
like
is this.
Yes,
and don't stop me at the I work at a Best Buy type place.
No, although that's pretty good.
That is pretty good.
That is pretty good
because I go to Best Buy and it's some of the most fun times of my life. I usually leave with something I'm very happy with.
That's good.
Yes, computer,
you electronics
games,
guy,
camera, always.
I
have to get like the latest thing. I have stuff in boxes. Not that I'm a hoarder. I aspire to be.
Oh, good.
But I'm not.
Yeah.
But I have like boxes of some electronic stuff that I never threw away, and it's like old zip drives with a giant serial port plug that's like a foot wide, bunch of ribbon cables and matrix dot printer things. And I should just throw them out.
You could cobble that all together into your own personal robot to do your bidding.
I could do that, sort of a la A-Team, where I can make anything out of anything.
Yeah, make one of those Jackie Gleason spaceman costumes out of it.
I'm the man from space. I thought we were being invaded, Ralph. Yes, of course.
I'm a man from space.
Can I compliment Zach over here for a second?
Please,
That's why I came in.
If I may. So on the show, you play like a nerdy guy that works for the Nerd Herd,
which
is like Best Buy's Geek Squad, whatever.
Yes,
right?
this is true.
Nerd.
So
he knows his Chuck. I like this.
That's why he's in here. Thank God.
When you watch the show, like, I'm a comedian and I aspire to do more than just stand up. And I watch the show and I'm like, I could do something like this. I could be in a show like this. And then you sit next to him and see his stunning beauty, and you're like, that's why I can't be the star of a TV show.
He is a handsome fella.
Holy crap!
If I had a nickel for every time I've heard stunning beauty
from another man.
Wait a minute, I have all those nickels. It's one. I have one nickel.
You owe him.
It's exceptionally good looking.
Yeah, that's what happens.
You're too kind.
In Hollywood. How'd you get that big start? Was it looks? Was it talent? What'd you do? Casting couch. What happened? What happened?
Man, I'm really, really blessed. Honestly, I think part of it was I was a theater nerd. I grew up just doing lots and lots of theater. And
were you the high school play guy and everything?
Yeah, absolutely.
What was some of the plays you had to do?
Oh gosh, bye Birdie. No.
now and forever. It's talking high school.
Yeah. Speaking of hoarders, that'd be a great sketch, like some viral video, just like some hoarder, and then with all these cats, but it's like the cast of cats, and they're all just in someone's home.
Crazy cat lady.
Yeah.
But it's Rum Tum Tugga.
Yeah.
How do I know that? Don't even ask. I think I took every date back in the 80s to see cats.
Yeah.
Why don't we get a white trash Long Island piece of shit, and I'm proud of it.
Did you get lucky any of those times?
No. The only pussy I saw with the cats on stage. Stop it.
Tell me you got a drum roll button around here.
No, I have
honk
this,
a horn or something.
I have that.
Oh, that's good.
That awful friggin' car crash.
That's not awful. That's it's poignant.
Yuck. But I did. I went to and I had to get hey, let's get a limo. We'll go into the city.
Jesus.
We'll dress up. We'll go to that friggin' the Russian tea room.
Jesus.
And then we'll go see cats.
Yeah.
Just a complete white trash night out in the city.
Every time I think I'm starting to get to know you, you come out with another white trash garbage gem from your past. I'm like, all right.
Oh, come on. You know you got to roll that big white limo like Tom Hanks and Big.
Of
You're popping out the top.
The
You're looking
sunroof
at the city.
up.
Yeah.
You got to put your hands up.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
look at us. We're in the city.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, it was horrible.
Did you pull a can of pate out of your suit pocket?
There you go.
Hey.
Wait a minute. This place is all class.
Yeah.
All class. The Russian tea room. Look at the size of his hat. It's got to be good. Yeah. I did some trashy shit, man. Great.
I never went there.
Do.
I never went to the Russian tea room. I never saw cats.
No, what's wrong with you?
I saw Glenn Ross. That's not exactly a blowjob fest on a date. You want to come watch Alda on stage? It's terrific.
Yeah, not a date show.
No, not at all.
How was it, though?
Awesome.
But it's a good conversation starter.
Yes, it certainly is.
So, what did that mean to you?
Yeah. Some 23-year-old girl you're trying to suck her tits. Ask her, did you prefer Jack Lemmon or Alda in this role?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. I
go lemon every time. I go lemon.
I actually agree.
Go lemon.
Yeah.
You got it. And then it got to the point where after my divorce, and I would start dating, I'd have to go to different shows like The Little Mermaid.
Oh, my God.
And Beauty and the Beast, Lion King. You know, girls of that age like those shows.
What a good shows!
They are. It's music. It's dancing. It's costumes. I felt good about myself. I laughed. I cried. I got laid. It was wonderful.
Look at that.
Oh, my God.
Musicals are fucking atrocious, though.
You don't
They're
like the
atrocious.
but Disney
no.
musicals are different because
Disney's
you're kind of
different.
like, all right, I know
There's an
that.
element of fantasy with that, which is a little bit different for me.
Not
but-
quite Jim's fantasies.
No,
Oh,
not
there's
mine
no
at
one
all.
dumping on anybody.
Yeah, be a coffee table with a bunch of people squatting over it, singing, fucking belting out arias.
Is this a subtle segue into what I've just worked on?
Yes, it is. As
Wow,
a
this
matter
is
of fact,
really subtle.
You saw
So I was with this
exactly-
23-year-old broad I was trying to bed, and
I know.
great.
You-
And Zach, take it away.
You saw exactly where we were going with that one.
Yeah. I just did a movie,
Yes.
an animated Disney musical
Oh
called
shit! We're
Tangled.
talking about Disney.
No, it's true.
No, of course
It is.
Tangled. And who
Called
do you
Tangled.
play?
Well, it's basically the story of Rapunzel. Mandy Moore
I saw
plays
the
Rapunzel.
commercials for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're good.
I love that Disney animation. God damn, they get those little subtle things. Animation went to crap for so many years, and then Disney's always been good. And they do have those little subtle things that look so good. Reminds me of my childhood.
That should be that should be a review for the movie.
It is.
Love the Disney animation. God damn, they got those little subtle things. That should come up on the commercial
Goddamn,
at the bottom of the
Anthony
screen.
got those
Cumia,
little
serious
subtle
television.
things.
Yes.
Yeah.
I actually got excited when I saw the trailer for there was one animated one before this, the Frog
Princess and the Frog, yeah.
I actually it's not really, I'm not the demographic for it, but I got excited to see that Disney was going back to the old school, actual hand-drawn animation again.
Yeah,
because everything's been CGI or CG, whatever it's called. It's cool, but it just kind of got a little.
Well, Tangled CG.
I thought it was.
No, it's all right. My
so
job
sorry.
this morning was to just rub all this in your faces. That's
I'm sorry,
they're like,
man.
listen, Zach, go in there. We're not going to prep them at all. You're going to go in. You're going to go for the jugular.
But it's CG animation. It's not
it is.
quite
It's
like
CG
Toy
animation.
Story.
No. It's like Toy
3D-ish.
Story. But by the way, it's a valid point. Look, when I first got the job, I thought it was going to be 2D because I was seeing Princess and the Frog stuff, and I was like, oh, they're going to go back to 2D, which
Right.
I'm a huge fan of. You know, we all grew up watching that kind of stuff. But
Right.
Tangled it's fantastic, man. It really is like a throwback to classic Disney animation and storytelling, but. You have, younger audiences now that are accustomed to CG, and they're accustomed to 3D, and they're accustomed to all these kind of newer technologies and implementing those into animation and film. So that's the way they went with it, and it's still great. And I don't really feel like it's jarring. You don't watch it going, oh, this is CG. You watch it go, oh, this is like a really cool animated film.
See, that's what I meant. Jesus.
Of course.
I was talking about that
Hello.
because I did see the trailer.
And don't worry, it'll go to Broadway in a few years,
It will,
and
I'll
you'll
do
have
it.
another date show.
Oh, thank God.
You
I've
can
run
rent a
out.
limo.
I've run out.
It's a
The limo
pate.
from Long
It's
Island.
been in this coat since '88.
And you know what? I like wearing a tuxedo T-shirt. It cracks everyone up. I don't wear the tuxedo.
It's hilarious.
Oh, people seem to love it.
What-
You are also now. This came from our crack staff. That's right. You like playing Black Ops?
I love Black Ops.
Yeah?
I'm a big video gamer in general.
Yeah.
But Black Ops is kind of the soup de jour.
Yeah.
As it not to use French in any way, especially since I don't speak it. But no, it's great, man.
I
mean,
played the whole series.
all the Call of Duties.
all of them. Yeah, all the Call of Duty
Me as well.
And
I as well. I don't know what the correct.
now you play PC or Xbox?
Xbox 360.
Yeah. I started my first-person shooter career on PC. I could zero in very easy with a mouse and keyboard. I am
I
so
love the
bad with
nerd that is coming out right now. Continue.
controller. I am
yeah.
so bad with it. I
Yeah.
suck. I don't know how people get 20 kills, 0 deaths, things
Yeah.
like that. When I'm pretty much on the bottom every time. 3 kills, maybe 1 assist, 30 deaths.
Yeah.
I shoot
Somebody-
around everybody. I get stabbed constantly by some 12-year-old that's calling me a fag or something. It's horrible.
Dude, there are nasty, nasty kids online. It's
Yeah,
really
yeah.
not. And it's really sad because these kids think that, there's such an anonymity with an online kind of personality or avatar or whatever, and their parents don't know what the heck they're saying.
No, they're not.
So they're getting away with really atrocious nonsense, like racist and sexist and just overall bigotry. It's you want to reach through the thing and slap them across the face and say, I don't care who you are. You can't say stuff like that to people. That's horrible.
I know.
Yeah.
And by the way, that's probably Noodle 61, which is me. So I get mad though. I get so angry. I yell at the game.
I do understand though. I have a lot of friends that started playing first-person shooters or any games really on their PCs. So I understand the frustration of going from a mouse and keyboard to a controller. I only started on consoles, so I never really had the problem.
Elitist.
Elitist, you shall not triumph. But I love I like the controller. I always have a hard time because there's so many other keys on a keyboard that my fingers start finding other things.
At least it's laid out flat though. Like the controller, it's like, okay, I'm hitting the bottom of it, the sides of it, the top,
Well,
listen, Father Time. Get with the program.
I don't know, you kid. I liked Coleco's football game.
Are you trying on PS2 or PS3 or Xbox?
Xbox. Yeah.
I can't do the PS3 control. I hate the PlayStation control, but the Xbox controls I think are very easy to use.
It's a good control.
Ergonomic.
I'm not. Look, I'm not trying to pawn it off on the controller. I personally suck.
Okay.
I'm bad at the game, and it frustrates me because I want to be really good, but I'm not. I see guys walking around, and I'll follow a group of 5 guys, and I'll be like, all right, I'll go with these 5 guys. One shot rings out, I'm the dead guy.
Yeah.
It just never fails. I suck. How do you do? Are you good?
I do pretty good.
Yeah?
It depends on how much time I have to dedicate to any game. Like, if like in the off season when we're not shooting and I've got nothing but video game time, I can get pretty good. But, during the season, I'm at work all day, every day. So there's not really enough time to dedicate. Because the guys that are really good at these games
oh my God,
spend insane amounts of time playing. Like,
crazy.
To the point where it's not healthy. I can't imagine that they don't have bed sores or something,
Just eyes are constantly beet red.
And the only thing running through their veins is Mountain Dew. There's no Mountain Dew and pizza. That's it,
How does Black Ops hold up to Warfare 2? Because I thought they released them too close together, man.
No, you know what? I will say the campaign I've only played the campaign, really, and the campaign for Black Ops is really good. There's this constant, to nerd out just for a second.
Please.
So, please, but by all means. Treyarch and Infinity Ward are the two kind of producing companies that have gone back and forth producing all the Call of Duty games, right? And, for the longest time, Infinity Ward, I think a lot of people felt like they were the first one. They made Modern Warfare 1, and then they made Modern Warfare 2, and those were the big sellers. World at War was Treyarch. It was a good one, but I don't know, but I think Treyarch, they're the ones who did Black Ops, and they've done a really good job incorporating a lot of the good stuff you like from all the Modern Warfare titles. You still have your perks and all that stuff. Plus, you have the zombie mode, which is a lot of fun.
Yeah, zombie mode's
You
always
can play
good.
as JFK and Castro and Nixon fighting off zombies. I mean, any game that affords you that opportunity, I think you need to buy.
That really is hysterical.
All right, I'm going to get it.
I'm going to get it.
It is a fun game. They got a lot of the similar weaponry and stuff from the other games, but then there's that little radio control car thing is just a pisser. That one pisses me off. I'll be crouched down waiting for somebody to come around a corner and hear. It's like, oh, here I come. I'm dead. Yeah, great. Thank you.
Bobby Kelly talked to me about that remote control car for 10 minutes one day. He made me watch clips of it on YouTube.
Yeah, Bobby is just hooked.
Dude, they got a remote control car, dude, and it blows things up. And look at this, dude. And he was showing me the footage, but I was like, dude, it kind of just looked like Modern Warfare 2. So I was like, I don't know, man, maybe.
It is similar, but it's new maps.
Yeah, it's new maps. Really cool maps. New guns and lots of new gadgets and gizmos. And
you can play as Gidget,
and you can play as Gidget and beat people to death with a surfboard. It's amazing.
Yes. The Bobby Kelly though, when we were playing with him and fucking Dane, Dane Cook is a knifer, and I wanted to kill him because it was the game. But he would just stab everybody, and it's like, oh, he's got like 80 kills from just knifing people. And I love when you get the jump on him.
Yeah.
And I'm shooting with a machine gun at somebody, and he runs up and just knifes me. I fall to the ground going, I had a machine gun.
That's because he likes to keep it personal.
Yeah, it is a very personal
Yeah, it's
thing.
like, homicidal people. They, you know,
yeah, when you watch 48, first 48, they finally got it stabbed. It's like, well, obviously this isn't, this is a personal
This is a
matter.
crime of passion.
You don't stab someone in the face 80 times, and just for a robbery, it's...
Dana and I bonded a bit on the Star Wars games. We were really emailing Star Wars.
Galaxies or
well, not Galaxies. Old Republic, the trailers for Old Republic, and Force Unleashed 2. And he sent me one of the trailers, and he goes, DeRosa, watch this trailer. It'll make your dick hard and glow green. Which I thought was a perfect. Of course, with Star Wars. Are you kidding me? I flipped. Check out Force Unleashed 2. That's a fun game.
I've seen it. The trailers for it, I was at E3 earlier this year, and the trailers for it were incredible. And I played the first one. I've been playing a lot of Fable 3, because that's what
how is it?
It's good, man. I mean, look, Peter Molyneux and Lions, they do a good job with the game, and it's really immersive, and you run around and, just kind of geeking out.
It's like an EverQuest or World of Warcraft.
Yeah, it's kind of, but it's lighter than that. You don't, it's deep, but it's not so deep that you are completely lost.
I liked that, but the trouble with those games are you can't leave them for any length of time and just come back. Like, I still have a character from EverQuest that from 1998 that I pay a monthly, whatever it is, just in case. I'm like, I can't get rid of it.
Yeah.
Just in case. I haven't played it in years because I don't know how to play.
It's like
it's a whole new interface. They've changed it. There's new upgrades, new this, that. I mean, and I'd be in this zone where nobody is anymore going, this used to be where the parties were. What happened? And like, I don't know how to kill anything anymore, but I'm just so...
That's a real new level of nerd when you treat a video game character like a gym membership.
But I remember... I own it, I just don't go.
Yeah, I just don't go.
But you do, and to be a complete nerd and geek is to know playing those games and being like, I remember that area. And like, it almost becomes a place where you knew. Like, I remember running around that place. I remember going into that cave. I remember having a pretty hairy battle with something in there. Like, you remember those moments from games. It's sad. I understand your look on your face. It is sad. But it's what it is.
It's only sad because it reminds me of my own life. That's all. I'm not judging. I'm
a huge game, but I'll play anything at least to give it a try, except, obvious horrible games. But, like, even Sims, I played that. I like Sim City.
I never played any of the Sims.
Like
I mean,
no.
I think, I'm like you. I think every game kind of presents a cool thing to check out or try out or whatever, but when you have a really limited amount of time, you have to narrow it down and be like, okay, what do I really want to play? And it's normally first-person shooters or some adventure games, and stuff like The Sims. I think is fascinating, especially how they've taken the franchise and they've made this whole world you can create, and all that out of Sim City too. If you go back to Sim City, I remember my stepdad playing Sim City and being like, "What is this? You're making your own simulated city." Hence the name, genius. But it's cool, and hurricanes and things and coming through, and now that you can take over your own these little lives and families, and they're procreating and going to jobs, and
it's like a juggling act too, because you can't leave any one thing alone for too long, or else it screws something else up.
There was always something very, like, Peeping Tomish about The Sims to me. Like, my friend was into
watching him go to the bathroom.
Yeah, and I'd go over, he was into it, and I'd go over, and he's like, you got to see this dude. Look, and it was the first time I'd heard of it, and I was like, what? I don't understand. What do you do? And he's like, you just watch these people and make them do things. And I was like,
God complex much?
Yeah.
No,
exactly. It's totally that. It's totally that.
Yeah.
But, I think people just get into the whole idea of it, but,
Jimmy plays chess.
I do, yes.
Just trying to add you in.
That's okay.
Jimmy plays chess.
You go play in the park with the timers?
No, those guys are a lot of those homeless guys are as good as master level players. No, I don't at all. I don't
How
have the
does
guts to do
that
it.
happen anyway?
That's all they do. They play for food and drinks.
Cannot get my
are they
life
really
together,
that good?
but I can play chess.
Grandmasters are actually one of those Washington Square to play against because they're just they shit talk. They play 2-minute games. They're
Literally
fucking animal.
shit talk. They're
Yes.
talking and shitting themselves at the same time. It's
But they're
terrible.
They're loud. They're taunters.
Rook to king.
And then you feel bad because he checkmated you, and then he goes to sleep under the table. You're like, well, I guess it all comes out in the wash, doesn't it?
You just lie in wait, don't you? You just sit here, you listen to us go on and on about nonsense, and then you come out with these zingers. That's smart.
That's Jimmy.
That's calculated.
Or he sits and fumes about incompetence.
Yeah,
which
I'm
is
in a foul
ready to
mood, which has nothing to
lose
do
his
with you
mind.
at all.
No,
It's
of
something
course
that
not.
happened off the air.
Actually, Zachary has to go. We've just
Oh.
got the note.
Well, hey,
what
hey,
are you doing?
well-
Some kind of TV? What do you got? TV?
What do you mean?
A face like that has to be on television.
A face like that.
He doesn't
Well-
get that picture.
So Chuck Monday nights at 8,
Yes.
Tangled coming out next week, November 24th, day before Thanksgiving. And then also I got my company that I started talking about, speaking of nerdy things.
Yes, nerdmachine.com.
Yes, thenerdmachine.com, yeah. And right now, I mean, basically the whole idea of it is just like, I'm a nerd, I've been a nerd my whole life, and I've kind of looked at our demographic of people who watch the show, and really, they're amazing people. They go down to Comic-Con, they've been super supportive, and they're like me, I mean, they're ballsy and confident, and they'll wear a Chewbacca costume if they feel like they need to.
Yeah.
And I felt like, there's all these other brands and things that represent different demographics, but nothing that really gives love to the nerd, and so I was like, well, forget it. I'll start it myself. So that's what it is. And there's a lot of shirts and apparel right now, but later on there'll be software, hardware. I want to make my own games. I want to make, and iPhone apps and just add-ons and plugins for computers and whatnot. So
I don't want to speak French, but entrepreneur.
Entrepreneur.
I think that's what I'm seeing.
That's
in
the
you.
second French term used today.
Yes, it is.
Yes.
We. Anyway, Zach Levi.
Levi, thank you.
Thank you for coming in. Man.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Thank you. No
Be
problem.
well.
We'll
Good to
be
meet you, man. You
right
as well.
back after these short messages.
The virus. Sirius XM. You're listening to Opie and Anthony. Opie and Anthony. One who doesn't care is one who shouldn't be.
you're just coming back on. Hi, buddy. We're very happy. So we just had a welcome to the Opie and Anthony show. Bill Burr just came in. Just so you know, what we're dealing with off the air is we're just having a major issue with this guy's publicists are just the most entitled individuals.
Yeah.
They're awful.
He was cool.
He was great.
He was fine.
He was a very nice dude.
Yeah.
I'm in a bad mood because our promos were not running for the last couple of days.
You're a loose
Yeah, but wait.
dude in
wait.
a bad mood.
Joe, you know what time it is?
What time?
15 minutes till the tickets go on sale.
Holy shit.
Oh.
January 16th, of course, myself, Burr.
Hi, Bill.
Great show, man. Attell and Brewer. But I'm in a
Almost too
horrible
much
mood.
show.
Yeah, it
dare
really
I
is a
say.
great show.
Almost. Just short of
The
too
Miami
much show.
Heat
Yeah,
of comedy shows.
It really is.
She came in here. She sat in the back. We never let publicists in the room because they're
No.
fucking draining, life drainers. And while the guy's doing his interview, she taps me and asks for my pen. And then she's holding up a sign to me with his website on it.
To plug it.
And I'm like, would you do that if it was television? She got mad because she's an extraordinarily entitled individual as a publicist. Everybody kisses her ass. And she got mad because Danny and I reacted annoyed because I'm on the radio and she fucking tapped me.
Do you believe she tapped him and held up a sign for his website?
I've
Now-
never had that in 20 years
no,
of
You know what I
comedy.
can't believe is that Jim did not take it and then rip it up in her face.
I know.
Because I'm in a horrible mood already, and it would have gotten. I would have said something barbaric to her, and I didn't want to do that.
Jimmy,
Barbaric.
that's radio gold.
Barbaric.
Yeah. And I would have listened. I would have listened.
She's awful.
Oh, yeah.
She's a very, and she's like, I don't know why it benefits you to have a bad relationship with me. I don't give a fuck.
Benefits you.
What?
It's not, wait a minute. First of all, I'm not having a bad relationship with you. You started being a bitch about
That's
the
what you
whole
got to
thing.
say. If all your clients left
Yeah,
you, what talent
what
do
do
you
you
have?
do?
What exactly?
Yeah, what
Can
would
you
you
spin
do?
some
What do you do?
plates?
You'd be barking in Times Square for Chicago tickets.
Yeah, yeah.
That's all you'd be able to fucking do.
You fucking cab driver.
I told her we have
That's what you
an
are.
we have a rule, an on-air rule.
you.
No publicists in the room. It's not about the. I was trying to let Roland and Talent off the hook because it wasn't their fault.
But it's not even a rule that's
I don't
like
want him in
one
here.
of our rules. No one lets the publicist in.
Yeah, so if he's doing
studio.
Conan, are you going to walk out and sit with him on the
She's
fucking
sitting
set
on
of
the
Conan
couch.
and hold up a set, or are you going to stand by the camera and hold up? No,
Yeah.
you're going to
said-
stay in the back.
She literally said, "I don't know how it benefits you."
The arrogant, and I'm like, well, I don't know how it benefits you to have a bad relationship with us. We have a massive audience.
Yeah.
I don't care if she's like, I'll never do your show again. I'm
And
like,
we were
I
very-
don't care.
Because we were good to her.
I'm like, we
client.
treated him great.
So it's not about him. It's about how
I
he
said
treated
that to
her.
her. It's
So
about
she's
you.
gonna fuck over her clients based on how she felt she was treated.
And by
Yeah.
the way,
fuck you.
By the way,
Fuck you.
I'll never do your show again until one of your clients goes, I want to do the Opie Anthony
Right,
show.
right.
And you bow down and go,
Oh, yeah,
okay,
okay.
you fucking
Hold on,
leech.
hold on,
You
hold on.
fucking leech.
Fuck her.
That's the problem with publicists like that. You never. They should not. That's why I love my publicist. She never comes in with me. I don't need to be coddled. Stay outside.
You
It's
don't
their
come
nature.
in here and hold up a sign to Jim Norton like that.
The fucking nerve of that woman while I'm working. How fucking dare you? And I know she apologized.
Didn't she see you had your tuxedo on, Jimmy?
But has she
you
never?
You were doing a show.
She's like, she's like, I've done a lot of radio shows. I've been radio shows before, and that's the respect they have for radio guys. That's the way they look at radio as a medium, and that's why a lot
She
of these
didn't
dumb
respect
publicists.
you, Jimmy.
That's the truly insulting part, is because if you use the Conan defense with her, she'll go, well, Conan, that's
I
different.
said to her, "Would
Oh,
you
is
bring?"
it
I said, "Would you?
different?
Would
You know
if it was
what I'm saying?
TV? Would you be holding up a
Talk
sign?"
show.
Huh?
It's a talk show. It's
Well,
fucking.
but that's my point. She's going to fucking sit there and tear off everybody and go, well, you guys are here. That's over there to me. Yeah, fuck her.
She sounds like a wonderful woman.
She
certainly does.
an entitled, person, and I did let her know that, and I'm like, "You're making it about you. It's not about you."
No wonder why certain publicists are found in their cars in L.A.
Wait, can we get...
Jesus. That's why I thought where this was going. I thought initially,
no, dude,
I
she
thought
was-
Jimmy was riffing on this person who got shot like the beginning of
Can
Godfather.
we get Billy Crudup into the conversation here?
He really looks
He
like the
catches
guy.
so much shit.
There's no way he can't get you Coke. He's like, back in the day when he still cut an album, like that's the guy.
Yeah.
Was he there when John Holmes got murdered? in Wonderland?
One of our interns. What the hell's his name?
His
I
name
don't
is
even
Boogie
know.
Nights.
Boogie Nights.
She threatened to not bring her fucking client in if she wasn't allowed to the studio. If I would have known that.
Yeah. She said,
She
no, I'm
never-
coming in.
But
And then
I-
Kenny went, no, you publicists stay out here. And then she said, my client won't go in unless I go in.
That's the arrogance of this
Really?
woman. I don't care who she is. I don't care who she handles. She doesn't get me booked on the Tonight Show. She's never going to help or hurt me.
Is she in every scene that he's in movies and his TV show? Is she in the background to make sure she's there with him
She's
during
awful.
every facet of
Dude,
his life?
I don't care who she. I really don't. I don't care if she has the whole fucking cast of Tron. It's irrelevant to me. We've done the show a long time. That's the first person
Could you
I've
raise
ever brought in.
scared? Bar a
She's
little
scared that her client's going to come in here and kill it while she's out there and realize that he doesn't really need her
She's
at this level.
worthless.
She's a the fuck. Can you imagine? I'm not going in if he doesn't go in. If I don't go in, I wish I would hear my publicist say that. I'd fire her on the fucking spot.
Yeah, fucking shit.
You shit.
God, that annoys
You're
me.
a
Fuck you.
piece of shit.
And we have promos that are supposed to be running for the show. They weren't running for the last 2 days. They weren't put in the system. So I'm just in a fucking horrible mood. So yesterday we weren't here, and the promos weren't running. And that's,
God.
It's okay. I Facebooked and told people they could buy tickets like 3 days ago because that's how good I am on the internet. Then I got like 20 emails. Dude, just to let you know, the tickets haven't gone on sale
Not
yet.
on sale yet.
For the Borgata,
It's going to be huge.
January 16th.
Yeah,
The
I think it'll
Miami
sell
Heat
very well.
Of
Yeah,
comedy
it
shows.
is.
That's if I was a publicist, that's the spin I would use.
Yep.
Yeah.
I would too.
The old
Huge.
spin.
Oh, my.
Huge. I'm going
After
to that
talking to her, I hate her even more. I have absolutely no respect for her. I don't care if she hears every word of
How
this,
did
too.
you look at her and not just
I'm not going to
wanna-
yell and curse at her because there's, again,
like an
'Cause you're a
insane
professional.
chimp
I
bite
even-
her face off.
I even said to her, and don't threaten to pull him. I'm like, don't hurt the rest of the platforms. I don't care if you pull him from our show. Go ahead. But don't pull him from the rest of the
Yeah,
show.
what arrogance that, well, then, no, she will not be in any of this kingdom.
I won't bring any of my people. That's
Yeah.
the problem with publicists. And artists bring it on themselves because fucking artists cower behind their publicists, and most of them have no personalities. And
Some
they
should
fucking
just
need
turn
these
around and go,
vultures.
hey, lighten up. Like, you work
These
for me,
fucking
fucker.
people kill me, too. How dare you insult me? I will never give you the cast of Gossip Girl on your show. Who
You're a
gives
fucking,
fuck?
you're a no talent.
Yeah.
That's why you do what you do, because you have to associate with the business somehow. You have to glom onto it somehow while contributing nothing artistically.
You know the interesting story
That would've
she
been
must
rude.
have about celebrities that she tells her family like she's inside?
Yeah, but then you got to tell it like you're so over it and you don't watch TV.
Right. You
I
just
don't want to
say
name any
whatever.
names, but
Yeah,
fucking
And if you don't
Eddie
like
Deason.
I go across the street to Mitch and Murray. Fuck you. You're a fucking secretary.
That really, and maybe I should have went out there and talked to her, but I didn't want to see Roland get blamed for something that had nothing to do with him. Were you nice to her at least when you told her she couldn't?
Oh, I kicked her in the cunt and told her.
It was procedure.
Yes, that's what I do.
The bottom line, for her saying that, there's nothing Kenny could have done to inspire that.
I was following procedure.
Roland held the door open for the guy to go in. She tried to follow in, and Roland said, "No, I'm sorry. You can listen
So
from out
I
here."
gently tased her.
And she goes, "No, I'm going in. I'm going. No, I'm sorry."
The
Miss."
not the fucking fact that she would say to somebody that works here, "No, I'm going in." Who the fuck are you?
Did she sounds like you, Jimmy? Did she irk you?
Dude, I know. I looked at her face. I know exactly the type of person she is. I know exactly the kind of person she is. She's there's nothing there. She's entitled.
By the way, to the listeners, Jimmy has been standing since I came in here.
Because
Jimmy is standing up, man.
Because for the greater good of the company, I did not curse at her, and she thought I was being rude. Here's the problem: nobody confronts that woman.
I was just gonna say 'cause
on her
no one confronts
awfulness.
her.
She's entitled. Everybody kisses her ass. I don't know. I'm a stand-up lady. I don't give a fuck about who you handle. You're not going to handle me.
You just going up to her was rude.
To me, it was
up to her was rude.
To me, it was a courtesy that I showed her.
Is Jimmy the greatest?
Honestly,
He just sounded like Archie Bunker. Only thing you need to do is call it dingbat. Jimmy, why would you let yourself get this worked up about a piece of shit like that? Who gives a fuck?
I don't care what you think.
Don't ever ruin your day.
Dude,
Whatever.
I'm already mad.
She
I'm already
sounds like-
mad because down the hall they were supposed to put our promos in, and my promos for Poughkeepsie, and they weren't in for 2 days now. I'm very angry about that. But that annoyed me because I saw in her face she's everything I despise and don't respect in show business.
Oh, jeez, the publicist wants to come in. Huh?
What are you coming in here for there, dingbat?
Well, let me tell you
sit over there?
You can stay outside. You.
The Jew broad publicist wants to come in and count his pennies.
Oh, Jesus.
To hurt her client like that and not let him promote in front of this audience. It's like, do you know how
what
stupid
she sounds
you are?
like? She sounds like, remember when they did the TV version of the Letterman-Leno battle? Remember Leno's manager?
The manager.
Yeah, that
She wasn't
sounds
that
like
bad. Helen Kushnick.
Yeah, like because obviously you never met her in real life. The TV version, the
TV
book
version.
version. That's what she sounds like.
Right.
But to me, it was a courtesy to go talk to her. Because I guess, again, publicists, they're like everybody else in show business. They're just all behind-the-scenes sneaks. They're non-contributors. Nobody just talks face-to-face. Nobody just goes, look, that was our rule. That was not Roland. That was our... Nobody does that. They're
And
just
in
all
front of,
snakes.
and by the way, in front of one of our bosses, saying that we were assholes.
But we weren't assholes.
It's
I
a
don't.
great fucking
One of our
thing.
which one of our
You
bosses?
Fucking
Who? What boss?
Who was it, Kenny?
The new boss of the talent handler.
That's not our boss.
Oh, it's not my boss.
But it's,
Same as
Roland
the
has
old
to answer
boss.
to him.
It's Roland's boss. Fuck him.
Well, no. She Roland was great to her
I'm
though.
teasing, of course. I love
And
little
the
pudgy man.
fucking slave mentality that perpetuates every goddamn artist in this business that lets these fucking pieces of shit actually go, no, I'm the one that needs to be tended to right now. I'm important. Go fuck yourself.
She was the important. You know, to her, she was the important one in this whole thing. Fuck with it, whatever he wanted to say or do or anything. She's in charge.
I'm not going to say a bad word about her because I don't know how it helps me to have a bad relationship with that person I've never heard of.
Bill Burr, you are right.
But it was almost like I was going
nerve
over
of
there.
Jimmy.
If she didn't tap me,
You want to be on Hot 97 ever in your life, buddy?
Bill,
I can make that happen.
She tapped me and held up a sign. That to me was all I needed to know about her.
The sign said "wanna fuck."
Yeah, and I said no. The pomposity, if I may.
Yeah. Oh, you may.
The lack of respect for radio that people like that have. This dummy, who obviously doesn't do her job well, would rather have him promote probably on a local news show than on this show, which has a lot more listeners because they don't understand what radio. They're just dumb.
And it's going to make him more personable. It's not just like...
And he was great. It was nothing to do with him.
No, we were talking video games with the fucking guy. It's not like... And everyone that comes in here doesn't have to talk about that movie. We'll plug it. We'll get it across and everything. But how about you let the guy be a human fucking being and be relatable to people that go, oh, wow, okay, that's that guy. It's
I'll never
cool,
do that
like
show again.
And she's sitting there holding up a sign, plug the website.
Not for nothing, and this is no disrespect to that guy because he was really cool. But I was in here when Ed Norton was in here. You didn't get anything like that with Ed Norton. And Ed Norton is a goddamn Oscar-winning fucking...
Yes.
Right?
Who was
Am
it?
I wrong?
It was Zach, Levi. Yeah.
No way.
The guy from Chuck?
Yeah, Chuck.
Chuck, holy shit. Well, I don't even know what that is. If it's not on ESPN, I don't know what it is.
I said that
and it's not a conspiracy theory.
Yeah.
Let me tell you,
wait a minute.
She was exhibiting signs of mind control. Mind control. I think the harp unit was tuned into her.
That made me laugh so hard just then that I got lightheaded. I almost passed out. And it was such a shooting laugh that came out of my face.
The secret society of the Publicists. That's what it's all about. You know, it's something that it's the Illuminati.
You know what I like? I like when he goes to storm in somewhere and he acts like they don't know he's coming, and they show him from behind walk in.
The camera's there.
They're already in the office.
Yeah. When he walked in,
what are you doing here?
Yeah. Aha!
Yeah,
But you know what's worse? Those are the only guys. Those are the only conspiracy theorists that they put on TV. It's just like Jerry Springer. It's the worst of the worst. They get on there. I see things.
It's that approach. It's the storm in and pretend like you're just storming in thing, or it's the Michael Moore thing when you walk into the Kmart corporate office and they go, "Yeah, you can't come upstairs with your fucking cameras." Just showing up, and he goes, "Well, obviously they're hiding something."
They're hiding something.
No, dickhead, you can't roll up with a fucking camera crew spur of the moment.
I like the Jesse Ventura approach is the Ralph Cramden approach when he walks in. Aha! Oh, cocktail time! Come on out, Hav! Come on out, Hav!
I know you're up to something, and you know that I know.
You know that I know that the harp unit's doing mind control. I'm not. Area 51, I'm not. They got guns. Let's run, Norton.
Wouldn't it be great at the end of every episode when Ventura's stupid theories are proved wrong if he had to act like Cramden when he realizes he's wrong? Just
and make that face and kind of wave his arms around and then just go to the black girl at the table. Baby, you're the greatest.
You're the greatest.
The sad thing is he isn't 100% wrong. He's not the guy.
He's so not the guy.
He's not the guy. If you just sat there and just talked about the Federal Reserve in a calm manner.
Yeah.
First of all, they couldn't have it if they figured out everything was built on sand.
I'm going in. Here's the secret building where all the conspiracy is.
Why don't you just fucking ask somebody? Walk in.
We spoke with a man in a van in the middle of the desert.
That was the most ridiculous thing I ever saw.
No, the worst one is that Ghost Hunters.
Oh.
Like, I love how you're going to watch the episode. Like, this is the episode they're going to prove that ghosts exist.
Yes.
But for some reason, this isn't international news at this point. Like, you're going to walk into the office the next day. Hey, did you see? They proved it.
The trailer is always some kind of thing where it's like, did you hear that?
Dude,
I don't know what that was. Something going, ah! And then Ghost Hunters.
And then it's always grainy footage. The best part is when they sit there and they get mad at the ghost and they set up all this stuff and the ghost always has a name. They're like, Mary Ellen, you have 17 minutes to show yourself. Or else what?
I love that.
Or else what?
I've been here a while, 17 minutes. I could do that on my head.
I love that fucking reality show, like Tease. I used to do a bit about that, how, like, they'll be like, coming up next on Bakers or whatever, and I'll be like, it's two guys in the kitchen like, I'm gonna fucking rape you! And you're like, holy shit, I'm like, if they raped each other, it would have been in the paper 6 fucking months ago. Like, they raped each other on this show.
It's the most dramatic moments. That's another one, like any kind of paranormal activity or something. They always have that night vision. It's grainy. You see the people's eyes are all open wide, and you can see their retinas.
What was that?
And it's like, what was that?
Downstairs, and then they run downstairs. It's like, why don't you have a camera in every room?
Shaky camera, and then you hear, oh my God! Tune in for the next... And then you tune in, and nothing ever happened.
Yeah.
The oh my God was like, We're on a film. Oh, my God. Someone should have gotten the film.
That's fucking
I can
a
literally
great
go
point.
on the internet and look at my apartment from outer space, see a picture of it, and they can't find a ghost in an 8-room colonial.
No.
They can't get footage of it. We just missed it.
That's a great point about not having a camera. And they literally react like a dad that just had a kid for the first time. All right, honey, we're going to tape everything. Quick, get over here. He's walking.
It's you know what it is? It's the Music Man. That's what they're doing with ghosts.
With ghosts.
What does that mean?
The Music Man was this old musical. The guy didn't know anything about instruments, and he came there and he got the town all fucking stirred up that they were going to put in a pool hall. Jesus, Joe, I can't remember. We did it in 5th grade.
It's old.
76 trombones.
Let the big parade.
There you go.
I know that song.
I think I did it in 5th grade too, or something.
Yeah. I was. Oh, did I ever tell you that story?
Were you with the Star? Or?
No, this is the best thing. You know that song, the Wells Fargo Wagon?
Oh, Jesus.
They got this thing, the Wells Fargo wagon is a coming, but this was their big excitement.
The big number. Busby Berkeley movie.
No, like back in the day. You gotta let me get this story out before you trash me.
I won't.
The Wells Fargo wagon was like the stagecoach or whatever, and that would show up, and whatever you ordered was coming to town. There was no internet, no TV, so this was a big deal back then. So in the movie, it's pulled by like a bunch of horses, and everybody's screaming the Wells Fargo wagon, singing, right? Arm in arm, dancing down the street. So in our thing, obviously our production, we don't have money for fucking horses. So there was this one kid, that kid who's just 5'10" in the 5th grade, mildly retarded, and they had him pull the Wells Fargo wagon in, right? And so the whole cast is singing the Wells Fargo wagon, and all the parents are there, and this big kid comes in, pulls it in, and the crowd is so freaking out, like he starts getting freaked out, and he's pulling it in, and he's just going, he just started yelling, and all the parents went from excitement to immediately feeling bad. They made this kid play a team of horses.
And he was retarded?
Yeah, I didn't even realize it until years later. I'm like, holy shit, so-and-so, I'm not going to say his name, was playing a team of horses.
He got all excited.
Did they at least put a horse costume on him?
No, they didn't. They dressed him up. They dressed him up like a postman or like a clerk, a bellhop, and they had him pulling a stagecoach.
And he got all excited.
Well, at first he was like smiling, and then everybody was going like, woo, and then he fed off their energy and just started going. She brought it in, at least, and then everybody got all uncomfortable.
I'd have loved to see that.
It was brutal.
Holy shit.
It was brutal.
At least dress him up like an Asian guy with the fucking straw hat.
Like a rickshaw.
Yeah.
The fucking Wells Fargo rickshaw comes.
No, dude, he looked like he was going to be an offensive lineman. That's how big this kid was.
Holy shit. Oh, and then he fucking took a shit on the stage like a horse would.
No, he wasn't like full on. He was a little touched, and there was something about when he felt it's like the first time he get a laugh on stage. That was his.
That's bad.
His reaction.
That's bad. When retards get touched, they kill things sometimes.
Yeah, they gotta twist the neck. They gotta twist
mice
the neck.
and men, they fucking hurt stuff.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, Joe. I just wanted to. No! Tickets are on sale now!
Oh, shit, yes! Yes! Right now!
Sorry.
I'll tell you, if I was a comedy fan,
there's
there's only one comedy show that I'd be going to. It's a 4-in-1 comedy show.
It is.
It's like one of those things they sell late at night for $19.95.
But wait, there's more. That's what it is.
We also have Jim Brewer coming out.
Jim Brewer coming back.
Just pays separate shipping and handling.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe you get 2 boxes of something,
Jim will be there.
I actually, by the way, on the side note, read Jim Brewer's book, man. It's fucking great.
Yeah.
What I read of it was fantastic. I didn't read the whole thing, but what I read was excellent, too. It was really, it's like I just want to look for a couple, everywhere you start, it's like, fuck, this is a great story. Fuck, this is a great story.
Dude, his SNL stories are alone.
Yeah.
I remember him telling him here those stories, but I don't, I'm not a big book reader.
It surprised me about you.
Yeah.
With your video games and your gun collection.
Yeah, it's amazing, isn't it? I read a lot. I just don't read books.
What do you read?
He goes to I'mRight.com and backs up all his theories.
I'm right.
I knew it.org.
Yeah.
I told you.
No, that's what everybody does, including me. You have your theory, you have your mind made up before you even go into your research, and then you just read shit that backs up.
Then you find the shit that backs it up.
Dude,
exactly.
I do it all the time. As soon as I read something I disagree with on the web, I go, you can't trust what you fucking read on the web.
I go like, let me go to Snopes. and I go to Snopes, and it's like, this is false, and then I'll copy-paste and send it back to the person and go, see, that's fake. Meanwhile, why am I trusting this Snopes? What do I know what their sources are?
No, all you got to do is just write in whatever point you're trying to prove. Someone's going to agree with all those people on there.
That's all I need to back up my part of the argument.
I do it all the time.
Yeah. I read a lot. I read a lot of periodicals. I read a lot of like Popular Science, Popular Mechanics. I read American
I just picture you
Rifleman.
walking around your house in a bathrobe with like a candle. For some reason in my world, you live in like a castle.
That's kind of. I have been known to walk
He
around.
doesn't have doors. He just has
A candelabra.
He just has those long drapes that you just sort of walk through.
long flowing drapes.
Yeah, and you have a big chalice of wine.
And I got that big long gowny sleep thing with the pointy hat.
Yeah.
And
It's
a little
you're
candle.
old school.
I trust your journey was pleasant.
Yes.
He's got the big knocker.
I hope you find your room to your liking. And it's just a
Do you hear the werewolves? They are the children of the night.
I'll see you in the morning. Yeah.
Have you ever been to his house? You never been to his
No.
house?
It's
awesome.
It's an experience.
Of course it is.
So much
It's
fun.
it's the greatest place.
Oh, thank you, Jimmy.
It's a fucking, I mean, with the exception of the host, it's a fucking.
Yeah. He's
Get
a
out of here!
Long
He's
Island
ribbing ants.
piece of shit.
No, it's an amazing fucking hang, dude. The pool, the jacuzzi. It's like it's just a great fucking hang.
But when I do that gig with you, where is it again, Jimmy?
Oh, but it's fun. I forget. Borgata,
Yes,
January
Borgata.
16th. By the way,
January
I didn't
16th.
show Bill. This is like the billboard we're gonna get.
Oh, my
Which is
God.
fine. It's all of our
I
heads.
have that up on my Facebook page.
But have you seen the original one?
That's what you want. Simple. Our names. Boom. This is boom. You know what, dude? This is the original artwork. They didn't have David Tell's picture yet. This is what they wanted to do.
Yeah, why would you? He's just the best comic for the last 20 years.
No, this was not the final prop. They were going to put Dave in here.
Oh, my
This
God.
is what they wanted to use.
Look at what they wanted to use.
Look at you. You're holding a fish.
Why?
What is the theme?
It's some famous
Can you please send
rowing
me?
picture.
It's not a famous rowing picture because no one knows it.
Is that horrendous?
The Publicist.
That looks
made it.
like we're remaking on Golden Pond.
Oh, yeah, you're holding Walter. Big old crafty son of a bitch. Holding that Publicist. Rotten fish face. Beat it, self-important taxi cab driver. Hang your fucking hack license in the back, replaceable.
Wouldn't you love to?
Excuse me, replaceable contributes nothing. Could you bring in talent star famous? And then couldn't make it latches on. Could you take actor / talented guy somewhere? Thanks a lot. Does nothing, won't be missed. Thank you. Gives nothing, contributes nothing. Could you bring in memorable famous?
Oh, one more thing.
Obnoxious.
Easily replaceable.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Hey,
Hey,
it's all about you. Could you please not come in the studio?
yeah, hey, unrecognizable from the next. Could you please bring in stands out in a room? Thanks a lot. Appreciate that.
You
Thanks a
fucking
lot.
Willie Loman. Get out of here.
And one more thing. Desperately trying to be important.
Wow, I can't see how. I'm sorry. If my publicist did that, I would step on her foot.
Oh, that'd show her.
It really
Excuse
would.
me. Stands next to someone who actually does something.
She's that's literally like your chauffeur
Yeah.
getting out and saying, Ted Danson is not going to walk the red carpet unless I can walk in front of him.
Yeah.
You're a chauffeur.
Is that it? You're nothing. You're a chauffeur and a schedule person.
All right.
You're a calendar.
I guarantee she's going for a reality show.
Oh,
The Publicist. Yeah.
The Publicist.
Superstar publicist.
I hate publicists for that
We
reason.
always
She
see the
reps 'em
celebrities,
all.
but who are the people behind the celebrities?
Ugh. Here she is. Let me get my iPhone. See this? It says Friday the 19th, and I touch it, and dates come up.
Yep.
Here's what she is. It's a calendar.
It's a calendar.
Two presses of a button. I could hit things and know exactly where I got to be. Oh, tonight I'm going to be at Bar 9 with Brother Joe and the rest
She
of the
is a
guys. And we're going to be
secretary
performing.
with delusions
There.
of grandeur.
Dude,
Yeah. Yes.
especially when I was not cursing at her, and I gave her the courtesy of coming out and addressing her. This is a woman used to being handled with kid gloves, and it's like, bitch, I don't give a fuck who you have.
She's the one that gets the last word. She says you guys were pieces of shit and walks away and is like, well, I showed them. The idea that you came up to her and said something is unfathomable. She can't believe.
She is absolutely no relevance to me. I don't care if you book people on Leno. I don't care if you handle De Niro. But I don't give a fuck.
Would you fuck her?
Yes. Just so she has the
Imagine
memory.
the angry fucking Jimmy would give her.
Just so she have the.
Can we look her up on IMDb? I want to see her roster. I'm curious.
Yeah, where is it?
I don't know her
Does anybody
name.
have
I don't know her
IMDb
name
Pro?
either.
I honestly don't know her name.
I
I'll
don't
find
know
out.
her
No.
name.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Fucking name.
I plan on contacting whoever she works for. I'm not saying it's going to matter, but the fact that she I'll never bring anyone to your show again because we didn't want you no talent, sitting in the room with your fucking leech energy. What do you do? That's my job. Then do it before he comes to my job.
Yeah.
How dare you?
She actually went for the old, like, you'll never work in this town again.
Yeah.
kind
Jimmy,
of
if you
a thing.
tore up the level of ego that she sounds like she has, if she poked you and tore and you nodded and you did that classic Jim Norton.
Just tore up.
Guys, my client doesn't feel comfortable unless I'm sitting behind him constantly blackberrying the entire fucking interview.
Constantly blackberrying and then holding up signs when we're having a fucking human
she literally
conversation.
Sat there with a and I could see her from where I was, and she sat there with a fucking scowl on her face.
She's a
and you talking about
distraction.
energy sucking.
She's
it started to get in my head.
Distraction.
It got in my head. I was like, is she pissed off at the way this is going? Like, who the fuck is she? Is she his assistant? Is she a cunt? Who is she?
She's a nobody. No, she's just a publicist, and they're pushy by nature, which is how they get their clients things. But I know the balance. She was despicable. She was despicable and rude and entitled. And I'm telling
Suffer
you,
and succotash.
artists that have that fucking person, you have an idiot representing you. I don't care who she handles.
Yeah.
If my publicist pulled that shit, I would spit on her.
It's unfucking believable, dude. Those people are butlers, and it's like
I'm not going to say her name on the air.
No,
She's
I
not-
have a roster, though.
Okay,
If you had a
let me
fucking
see
dinner
it.
party and your butler treated somebody like that, you'd be like, what are you, out of your fucking mind? You work for
doing?
me.
She probably has a great roster. She's probably a good publicist.
No,
Does
don't
seem-
hedge your bets now, Jimmy.
I don't care.
Let's stay with the
See
anger.
what the roster is.
Yeah, she's let's see.
All right. Yeah. I'm looking.
She's vice president of entertainment for this one. Boom, boom, boom.
I don't see shit.
There is not. If I would have
Danny's
known,
shaking his head.
If I would have known what her roster is, I would have pissed on her foot. She has nobody I care about.
No, I mean, I'm sure they're nice enough people.
Right, now, Jim,
Dude, Mandy
to
Moore's
make-
a great actor.
trying to make it in the world.
And
but,
Zach was I liked him.
yeah.
He was a good dude.
Zach Levi was very nice.
I literally
but
don't know who any of those people
I don't either.
She was abysmal. That couldn't
Fuck
be
her.
their whole. That's just got to be hers. That's just got to be hers. But the rest of the agency. Look up the rest of the agency.
Is that our last name?
Well,
or
guess what?
a fragrance.
I mean, that supports something I didn't want to say earlier before I had the information,
Yes,
but it's
sir.
like people that represent tons of reputable people don't fucking act like that. Anybody that throws their
Right.
weight around doesn't
Listen,
have
Joe,
shit
you've
to
been in
throw
the
around.
business long enough to know how a publicist
Hey,
acts.
Bill, you know, they call me Kid Showbiz where I come from.
Oh, from everywhere. That's what I heard.
Everywhere.
Yeah, not just
Everywhere
Hey, I
I
got
go.
Philly.
I got
Everywhere
a great
go.
YouTube video.
Do you?
Yeah,
like your YouTube
we
videos.
got to
What is it?
whenever we go to take a break. I got to show
Well,
you this.
When we
guys.
take a break, it's
We're done.
home time.
By the way, is anybody on
Mr.
Twitter?
Mr. got here fucking 5 minutes before the show was
Is,
over.
is Zach Levy
diva.
on Twitter? Is he on Twitter?
Who? Zach?
That was the beginning
Oh,
of a
yeah,
trashing,
I'm
and I
sorry.
totally
No.
avoided it.
No,
How
I
did we
totally
avoid it?
avoided
Sorry,
it.
buddy. I apologize.
wasn't
I'm not
gonna
paying
trash
attention to them. I'm very bad
wasn't
today.
gonna
I'm sorry.
trash
Huh?
I wasn't going to trash
Oh,
you.
come on, that's,
I was
that's
trying to get
what
a
you come
trashing
in for.
started.
What? No,
That's,
it
that's
isn't.
what I come in for. I'm saying that's what
I love Bill. I love Bill Burr.
I'm not buying this. He's setting me up for the overhand right.
I really do. I find you
There's
very.
His name is it's ZACHARYLEVI at Twitter. He's a cool guy. Don't fuck with him. But his
Yeah, don't
publicist,
fuck with him.
he was very cool, and he's a good actor, and I liked him a lot. But his publicist was really embarrassingly entitled and awful. He
Yes.
should know that. Maybe he doesn't even know that. She's awful.
Yeah. He
By
should.
the way, me and Joe are going to have a little road trip driving down to D.C. We're going to be performing there tonight, actually.
Yeah.
At the, was it the Listener? I'm the worst. Listener Auditorium.
The listener, what is it? It's going to be a listener there.
Are you a bad plugger?
I am the worst.
you bad
No, you
at
know what
it?
it is? Some people
He's a
can't.
publicist.
People can't. We really just proved why I have. I love my publicist.
So do I.
After we're sitting here, I'm agreeing with you guys calling them chauffeurs. In the back of my head, I'm just feeling him going like, really? Is this how this son of a bitch views me?
Is that how he feels?
They're pushy by nature, which they have to be, but there's a lie. My publicist would never behave that rude. That's just rude, man. You say you threaten to not bring your client to a radio station?
Just to recap, how did you feel about Zachary Levi's publicist? Just for people who got here late.
Sum it up.
People who got here late.
Remember when De Niro in Raging Bull was being thrown in the jail cell? The way he was speaking to those guards, that's how I wanted to talk to her.
Yeah,
that's actually how she got in the fucking room. He was actually politer going into that than she was getting in. Poor Roland. What an atrocity.
You don't know where you're going because you don't know your history. You got
Last 3 times I've come here, Roland has been wearing that same Bruce Springsteen.
Those are the lemon dropping.
Yeah. He is apt. And I was going to say, I would not be surprised if he owns 3 different ones.
What?
Dude, one of the greatest things I've ever seen is when I did this show for the troops, and Bruce Springsteen was there, and Roland was a ridiculous, likes Springsteen more than you like AC/DC. He was floating. He couldn't even move. He was like paralyzed every time Springsteen walked by. It was fucking awesome to watch a man like him have a dream come true. You got a hug from him.
Wow, that's.
Do you really like AC/DC?
I love AC/DC. Do you like them?
They're great, man. I think that they're very antiquated when it comes to their online business. They're really dumb when it comes to that. But as far as a band, they're kick ass.
They are. You know what? I just saw the Rush documentary that came out last year, and I put all my Rush the albums from the '70s on my iPod. And I've been going fucking crazy.
This whole Rush.
God, dude. I haven't listened to them in so long.
Yeah, it's because it was a pain in the ass, like, to just...
I never got into those guys.
You don't like the trees? There is unrest in the forest. There is trouble with the trees. The maples want more sunlight, but the oaks ignore their pleas.
Not one of the biggest hits.
I know, but that's a good one.
Trees is a classic Rush song.
But
Great. There is unrest in the forest.
It's no Limelight.
Is it really about trees?
Limelight.
Come on, Limelight.
Dude, they're the only band I've ever listened to that I still love, even after I heard this lyric. Who has come to slay the dragon?
Yeah, they really are just nerds.
Yeah, nerds. They're LARPers.
They talk about that in the documentary. They talk about, like, after their 5th album, they were like, we decided after that album not to do any more 20-minute songs that went through 5 parts about kingdoms and dragon slaying.
Fucking Renaissance fair shit.
Dragons are queers.
We get it.
They talk about playing one of their 20-minute fantasy epics for Ace Frehley, and they go, he just didn't get it. Like, talk about the culture clash.
Yeah.
Like, hey, you know you like to fuck hookers and do blow ace? Listen to this 20-minute song about Frodo Baggins.
That's funny.
Hey, you know, I'm going to try to cram in everything I wanted to talk about. I was out in L.A., right, and I turned my TV on, and the show you got on here, the girl there with the leopard boots, had Wendy Williams. Had brought Richard Simmons out, and he comes out, all right, he's lost like 30 pounds. He's 61 years old. You know, you start to lose your elasticity, so you actually look better if you stay fat when you're old. And he comes out, dude, with those little candy striped shorts on and that tank top on. With his hair plugs from like 1983, he could see
awful.
through.
You see through his hair.
It was fucking horrific, and it just made me think of, like, you know, people who you go into show business, and some people are themselves, and other people are a character, so you have a costume.
Yeah.
Like, he might be at the top of the list. You know, Michael Jackson kept wearing the loafers and the short pants, and it starts to get embarrassing when you hit 50. He is 61 years old. I think he might be at the top of the list. I was even thinking like fucking Angus to a certain level, dude. Like that guy, when he's 60, dude, to still be wearing the schoolboy outfit.
Schoolboy outfit.
But my vote goes Richard Simmons.
With the little shorts and then the wife beater tank top.
Oh, and his I used to be obese man tits, 61-year-old man tits peeking out the side. And he didn't even have his fake tan. He was a fucking mess.
And you did, like, that hair was this sparse, like shit. Somebody yesterday said it was like that little stuff that you throw in an Easter basket before you put the little chocolate eggs on it.
Richard Simmons and Gene Wilder.
Yeah,
the only two
Gene
people to have
Wilder.
that hair on the fucking
Gene
planet.
Wilder tried to do a comb over with it.
Oh man, is there anything worse than old, fake, straight-haired Gene Wilder when he started flattening it down?
Flattening
It's
the
the
comb
worst,
over.
man.
No, that's the funny thing about when you watch those hair plug commercials and you always hear the guy go like, "Yeah," he goes, "I wish I did this 10 years ago." It's like, no, you didn't.
If you did,
No, you didn't.
All you'd have had left with those plugs. All your other hair would have been gone, and you'd have had the.
No, that's why all these people who are getting plastic surgery, they're heroes. They're letting them practice on their face. Like all those real housewives that you see with their fucked up face, because when we're 80, we're going to actually be able to look 20 because of what they did to those
That's
people's
one more
face.
the doctor went and went,
Dude.
okay, I should have done this.
Yeah.
Did you ever hear that Patton Oswalt joke that he did about when they were doing the celebrity? Remember they were doing that show where they make you look like a celebrity through plastic surgery?
How fucked up was that?
Patton Oswalt had
Permanent plastic surgery?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Patton Oswalt had a joke about it where he goes, "Do you realize if they did this show 20 years ago, he's like, there'd be a guy on the table, and just as he was going under, he'd go, 'Make me look like Gutenberg.'"
I don't even know who that is.
Steve Gutenberg.
Oh, Steve Gutenberg.
Because we'd have dudes walking around looking like John Oates. It's like he...
Yeah, it really is kind of a time-sensitive little project you're going for there. God, that would suck.
Who would you pick? Who's the timeless celebrity? The one you could go...
Paul Newman.
Brad Pitt,
Tom
right?
Cruise.
That would work.
Cruise. You couldn't go wrong, right?
I don't know. Could you?
Jerry Vale.
Who's the doctor? Who's the doctor in
Kevorkian?
Cannonball Run?
That doctor...
Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah, Eli.
We're going to dislocate your orbital.
Or
Do you ever
Elam.
heard somebody threw a pencil at him? He got a pencil
why
in
he's
his
got that
eye
crazy
eye.
when he was a kid.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he should thank that guy. It's why he had a career.
Totally.
He would have been the same
was
without
it.
that eye. That eye is what made that guy.
Well, that's the great thing about show business.
Jack Elam?
Everything that didn't get
Is
you
that his name?
pussy
Yeah.
before you got into show business, when you get into show business, that exact thing is the thing that's going to make you huge.
What got you into show business?
Jamie Farr's nose, they probably pulled him around during
His
lunch
big
break.
nose, right?
Mike Tyson's tendency to rape.
Yeah.
Got him a lot of pussy in show.
Bad while you're growing up. Good once you're famous.
Yeah, once you're in show business, it's phenomenal.
Fantastic.
Totally acceptable.
What the fuck is that guy's name? The doctor.
Schwarzenegger?
It was Jack Elam. I
It is,
think was
right?
his real name.
What's
I
the
had no
line
idea.
you were going to say? Dislocate what? What the
No, I
fuck?
was going to say that's what, if they were going to make you look like him. The doctor, they announce what they're doing. Now we're going to dislocate his orbital ACL.
We're cutting away at the muscle that holds the eye in place.
That
So we can
prevents
give
it from
that
just looking to the right.
distinct cockeyed look.
We're adding gut.
Him and we're also using pictures of Marty Feldman. Remember him?
Marty Feldman.
Oh, my God, yeah.
I mean,
He's a
seriously,
cross-eyed
thank
guy.
God he was as ugly as he was. It made him fucking famous. I'm not saying the
was
guy wasn't
famous.
talented or funny, but, I mean, those fucking
him famous.
goofy eyes and all that shit.
Yeah.
He wouldn't have went as far, right?
No,
You know,
I wouldn't-
folks?
I wouldn't think so. I wouldn't think so, folks.
That's what I'm throwing out there if you guys are on.
Yeah, if you just want to keep this, I love this topic is just slowly dying.
It's just,
We're all
it
starting to
doesn't matter though because the show's fucking
we're
over.
all starting to have
Done.
that slow look of panic in our eyes. Like,
like,
Jesus, Anthony, you got anything?
All right.
Not a goddamn thing. I got one thing though. I know I'm going to be at the Borgata on January 16th.
Yay!
I am absolutely going,
Good.
and I am going to see probably the comic show of the decade.
millennia.
It was a great show.
Let's say the decade right now.
I'll be
like
like KFC tonight and tomorrow.
the new
so.
decade, because it'll be a brand new one starting up.
Can I plug my show?
No.
Yeah,
Thanks.
Please do, please.
As long as you're not on January 16th at the Tropicana.
It's not. It's not next week, but we're off next week. I think probably because of the holiday. But every Tuesday at the Ace of Clubs at 9 Great Jones Street in New York City, I co-host a show called Righteous Kill, 8:30 p.m. Please come down. It's always fun.
Righteous kill.
Yeah, it's named
Great
after-
ass.
Yeah, come to the show.
Nice.
Going to be a good fucking show. Huh?
Worst death line ever.
What's it?
When Pacino was dying at the end of Righteous Kill, he goes to De Niro, continued success.
And then just drops
Worst
that.
line ever.
Horrible.
That movie was
I
a
don't
real
know.
disappointment.
What about the one I showed you last night on YouTube? Shark Attack 3, famous line.
It was classic. That was great.
famous line from
real
Shark
line
Attack.
from a
I got
movie.
this thing
Doesn't
on
it have to be a famous movie for a famous line?
Just a horrific. I just got this segment on my podcast where I just started. Do you remember that? It started with that movie, Over the Edge. Do you remember that? You must remember that movie. Matt Dillon, one of his first movies. It's about these fucking suburban white kids. They're going crazy. And at one point, somehow, the parents and the cops, they all have this, they have a meeting in the cafeteria about their out-of-control kids, and they're all yelling at each other. Meanwhile, the kids sneak to the school. They lock them in the room and start vandalizing the school. So the cop runs to the locked door, and he's looking out the window. This fucking 6'2" lummox-looking woman student runs by with a giant globe for some reason, stops and looks at the cop and goes, "Eat it, you stinking pig." One of the worst lines I've ever heard. It's so bad, I loved it. And I didn't realize that there was worse lines in movies, and people have been sending me these things. And there's this movie called Shark Attack 3, and just at one point in the movie, the guy just goes, "All right, kids, I'll see you in the morning." And then the dude's talking to the hot chick. He goes, "Yeah, I'm feeling a little tense." She goes, "Oh, yeah, how can you lose your tenseness?" He goes, "Well, I could lose it after I eat your pussy." Just out of nowhere. That isn't the exact line, but it's just completely out of nowhere. You're just like, what?
I hate to disagree, Bill, but I would put that as one of the greatest lines.
Well, it is a famous line. It's a famous line in horrific movies. They got all those. I got them up on the mmpodcast.com. Somebody sent me a movie trailer of this movie called The Car. And it's a car possessed by the devil. That's the premise.
Not quite Christine,
of the whole. Yeah, it's the complete ripoff of that, and it's absolutely horrific.
It looks like it came out before Christine, though. It looks older than Christine.
It just looks that way.
It looks like it was made before they understood how to make a good movie.
Maybe Stephen King lifted Christine from the car.
No, he's up there in Maine. He's up there doing his own. His own devices. He doesn't know what's going on.
Yeah,
He doesn't watch TV. All right, do we have to get out of here?
We do. We're done. Yeah.
Yeah,
That was great. We sort of petered out.
No, it's okay.
I like Jimmy's his test pilot jacket.
Oh, thank you. This is a good warm one.
That's good.
It's a very nice one.
Pilot to Bombardier.
Bobby Kelly just bought a jacket that folds up into a pillow. And
he didn't,
dude,
did he?
it literally, when you go to his house,
it's the best,
dude.
Unfolds into a tent.
You go to his house, it's literally like watching QVC.
It's all kinds
It's like,
of
dude, look at this, dude.
gizmos.
He's trying it on and shit. You like this, dude?
Dude, and now look, it becomes a pillow. You're on the plane. Boom, you're laying down.
Telling you, dude,
sleep.
sharper image, dude.
The jacket is literally this thick. And I go,
There's
Bobby,
nothing to it.
I go, is that warm at all? He goes, it's the fucking warmest jacket I've ever owned,
Oh,
bro.
of course. It's some kind of fucking
No,
futuristic
it's
space
not.
jacket.
Yeah.
No.
Dude, it's the fucking warmest jacket I ever owned, dude.
Maybe if I light it on fire, you fuck.
Yeah. Dude, look at these forks I bought, dude. They have fucking little pockets on them. You can hide shit in the fucking pocket that hangs off of the
Little
fork while you
pockets.
eat. It's fucking amazing, dude. Best
pocket,
fucking
yeah.
forks I ever brought, dude.
Bobby Kelly has made $4 million in this business, and he's blown it on fold-up bicycles, ponchos.
Fishing tackle.
Yeah.
He's a gadget idiot.
He loves that shit.
Dude, look at these. They're energy rocks. You put them, they would look like earrings.
Really?
You're a fool.
You need them, dude. Believe me. Beforehand, it felt like shit. Now it just feels
Boom,
great.
put them on your chest. You relax. You fall asleep. Boom, good dreams.
I
Dude,
got
just
this
try it. Do it
keyboard.
for me. Just try it. Just try it.
I got this keyboard, dude. It was $9,000. The buttons are flat. But you have that one over there with regular buttons, dude. Ugh. You
Try
gotta
it.
press
Try
the
it.
buttons down, dude.
Try
It's
it,
the
dude.
fucking
Try it.
worst.
You won't go back.
It's the future, dude.
Yeah.
It's
you
the
won't go
future.
back to the old way, dude.
You know what's the best is when Bobby buys something you actually like. All you got to do is hang around for about 9 days before he tries to sell it to you for like half price.
Yeah.
Because he's getting a
Wanna
new
get
one.
It, dude? He does have a very short attention span with his
Sure he does.
gadgetry.
Like a goldfish.
Bill Burr. Where are you? Where are you? Comics at Fox?
That one's sold out. Listener,
That's sold out, so don't bother.
Listener auditorium in Washington, D.C. tonight. Me and Joe DeRosa, the teen idol sensation of the Opie and Anthony program.
What are your comics?
Comics tomorrow night.
Oh, in Connecticut?
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Tomorrow
That's
night.
good.
After and I saw your rave reviews of the place. You said
It's a good gig, man. Yeah, it was very enjoyable.
And Bill's got his DVD, Let It Go.
Let It Go.
Available at
Which
Amazon.com.
Yeah, which has an extra 21 minutes that they didn't show on TV because of the commercials there.
Yeah, see? Commercials, hi.
The commercials
The
there.
publicist there can go fuck herself there, read it. Oh, jeez, meathead. And then, of course, we got that. And, of course, January 16th, please don't forget.
Oh, boy.
Go see All the Boys. down there in Atlantic City.
And good luck, E-Rock.
Down there. E-Rock, his nuptials are today. E-Rock will be a married man after this.
What's the over-under that he pukes during the ceremony out of nervousness?
Out of nervousness or eating too much?
Yeah.
I bet they have a mayonnaise cake.
It's just frosted in mayo. This is wonderful. They're pushing mayo into each other's face.
That's really
I
disgusting.
Love you too.
Oh, it's disgusting.
Oh, shit. Clang, 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 clang. Time to eat a milkshake and give a toast. Oh, shit. All right, let's get out of here.
You clang the fork on the glass and you eat some toast.
Yeah. Oh, Danny. Do we have to leave it there?
Yes.
No, I'm fucking with it, Danny.
Danny, it was going great.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Danny.
I don't mean to say words when comics are in the room.
Amazing job helping out. Thank you so much. Of course,
It's like the old
Travis.
days when we used to do the canceled.
When was that?
Oh my
The
God!
uninformed.
I don't even remember that anymore.
Many moons ago.
Remember that?
Yeah.
When we used to have fun here?
Yeah, we used to have fun. Just come over here.
good
Yeah.
old days.
There was something about me flying 3,000 miles for free that just sort of killed that show.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Why didn't we? We should have been drinking that whole time doing that shit. We did it at fucking midnight on a Saturday.
Oh, because we had hope. We had hope that it was actually going to do something.
Fuck,
was gonna
we
happen.
should just be getting
Well,
bombed.
you guys had like 2 live shows. Everything
Yeah.
was like pre-taped on a Sunday at 2 o'clock.
That's
Leave
true.
the hope at the door.
Yeah, well,
We've-
that was the
we've
whole
learned
thing
that.
about not getting paid. You know, you had to go out and get paid
No, I
Saturday
hear you.
night.
Believe me, I'm not. I'm there with you.
Look at Danny. He's taking swipes at the damn show that never.
right?
Don't bite the hand that doesn't feed, Danny.
The hand that starves you.
Yeah, don't bite the hand that is slapping everybody, right?
Chip.
Ah,
You're
Jesus.
precocious. We'll see you all Monday. Have a pleasant weekend.